Semi-final number 2. We got Infernal Shrines, our first map, as we have Inting for Ruby against the Chili Donuts, everybody. Okay, let's go. And yeah, interestingly enough, Gunners on lost in the first round. It was a best of 1 series and Inting for Ruby apparently won. And I have to admit that when I saw the result in the bracket, the first thing I did is I asked chat and admins, I was like, did Gunners on really lose or did they forfeit and couldn't play today? Which is a bit weird because teams are obviously asked to check in and make sure that they're all ready before the tournament starts. So if you check in and don't then forfeit, that would be odd. But yeah, I was very quickly told that apparently Inting for Ruby legitimately won the game, the best of 1 series, and allegedly some people have been running it down a little bit for Gunners on. Now, if that's true or not, I have no idea. I haven't seen the game yet. I'm going to check the replay out later. But now that we are here on Infernal Shrines, it is Inting for Ruby playing in the semifinal against the Chili Donuts. So, could be an interesting game. Infernal, yeah, Blaze, Dehaka, 2 of the side laners that are quite powerful there, get banned out against Marke and his boys. They're banning Medivh. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, against Rutsu at this point, I would be more worried about Zarya. Junkrat also getting banned. Poor Junkrat. Feel kind of sorry for him lately. Yeah, and there's my girl. Alright, we got Urel in. Urel gets picked. And they go for an oldie but goldie. Inting for Ruby. Look at this. They're not wasting any second. Urel gets picked and they're coming in. Bam! Uther and Carrigan. Okay, aggression is the name of the game. Uther, main tank, an oldie but goldie for Fish. I'm still waiting for the day where he finally plays Murky and lets Head play Abatha. It has to happen at some point. I don't care when, but it has to happen. And what? We are getting a double support on the other side. Okay, Stukov and Anna. Now, with Anna, you're looking at a potential nano boost, of course. And then the quick question becomes, what are you boosting? If you want to go for that play. Also, are we going to get a Vala, for example? And if we get Vala, who plays Vala? So, this draft became very interesting immediately. Maybe ban Maiev, honestly. They played a similar style with Maiev a couple of times. Played by Lau, but yeah, there we go. Maiev ban. I like it. So, they definitely paid some attention to the games that we had over with the Chili Donuts in the past. That still leaves you with quite a few heroes where Anna can murder. I mean, technically, if you think about it, if you want to go into another frontliner there, or another side laner, you could go into Malthael and just go for nano boost on the Tormented Souls. Normally, that comes with a Divine Shield if you want to go double support, since Uther was taken away, so there's that. But, yeah, here's Hogger. I mean, Marke could potentially also go for his Mephisto, I guess. If they swap Anna to someone else, Marke could play Mephisto, you can nano boost him. The old man, they got Kate even more, more zone control, more stuns. Okay. And Hogger to pocket out on the channel. Alright. What are we getting on the double pick here? Rutsu and Max Passion. I think Zarya would be a little bit of an overkill. Double support plus Zarya. Vala and Mirrodin. Yep, here we go. Okay. Vala and Mirrodin, everybody. Currently, obviously, with off rolls. We'll see if they're gonna swap heroes around or if they are taking this a little bit more lighthearted than they maybe should, considering who the blue team beat in round 1. Hat as the last pick. I mean, we still need them with a bit of extra damage. There needs to be some range damage in their team. I guess they got Kane can throw the stick at them, but that's not going to be enough. Greymane is going to poke, and Greymane is going to get engaged. So yeah, they're going aggressive. Infernal Shrines, everybody. Second semifinal of the qualifier number 8 for the X Cup Fall. Points for the leaderboard for both of the teams. Who takes the lead in the best of 3? The Chili Donuts or Inting for Ruby. Let's find out. Game number 1, Inting for Ruby against Chili Donuts. Nox on Deckard Cain for the Rubies. We got Fish on Uther, Mind Talk on Carrigan. Can his Carrigan carry again? Jesus, like, honestly. Yeah, me having a headache and a little bit of a fever does certainly not help with the bad word puns. I mean, I'm trying to go for some unfunny dad jokes here, but it is just not working when even words fail you. Hat on Greymane, Galnagunar on a Hogger. And on the right side of the map, we got Lauber playing Mirrodin. Got Mako on Anna, Rutsu on Vala, yes, with the auto attack build. Milaiki, Berghold on Urel, and Max Passion is playing Stukov. Awesome. I like Vala's auto attack style. I was a hater for a long time back when the build was garbage. Now that the build was good, I absolutely love it. Auto attackers are a lot of fun if you have a talented auto attacker on it. And Rutsu is already just like stutter stepping around here, building up his hatred stacks. And this should be a pretty interesting game here. So when it comes to that, Vala needs to be taken down, of course. You look at the level 1 talent, and ever since he was changed by Blizzard, it's now actual Creed of the Hunter, not Creed of the Noob Trap anymore. But you have the Gambit component of the talent, which means if you die, you're losing some of that bonus that you have initially. And Vala isn't dying, instead she is dealing a lot of damage early on, and she takes down Kerrigan. Okay, so a little bit of, well, careful. Going now. Okay, is he gonna get caught? He should be able to poke out. There's the silence. Team. Yeah, if anybody else would have been there, I think Hoga might have fallen. But coming back to Vala. So we don't have a cat fight or anything down here at the bottom, but if it was a cat fight, then Vala would have clearly won it. Kerrigan is already down, but Hoga going a little bit deep, maybe a little bit too deep. Lauber still playing around with that, and is he getting out of this? Please don't tell me he gets the kill. That would have been hilarious. Just imagine him getting the kill on Murden and then simply moving his way back out of the fight. So talking about fights, bot lane, it continues, but Vala is already stacking. And that's of course the beauty, but Rutsu is in trouble and vaults away. Should be more careful now that he doesn't have any mana left. So yeah, I understand the impulse to try and turn around and get a few more hits worked in so that you stack the quest a bit more. But you should be very careful if you're out of mana and you can't use your escape tools any longer. Anyways, as it stands, we have on 35 stacks. And the level 4 follow-up is of course the usual. Death Dealer is now ready. And it will be all about Vala dying or not dying, losing some of those some of that attack speed, or what they can do with her attack damage, especially once synergies kick in with level 7, level 16 in particular. But I mean, even level 13, if you go for Tempered by Discipline, you can do a lot here. And it seems that Inting for Ruby is already struggling this early on. They have 2 kills against them. Now they can turn things with a good combo on Kerrigan and follow-ups from Deckard, Kane and Uther. They have the double support, which should keep Greymane and Kerrigan alive too. And once level 10 connects, we're likely going to see the Divine Shield here, unless they want to look for even more stun. But yeah, it's literally double support against double support. And honestly, back in the days of HGC or even before that, this was the most cancerous setup that you could see in a game, because it just meant that you were looking at a match that lasted 25 minutes and you didn't see a single kill. But these days it's a little bit different. Supports are not quite that powerful anymore compared, and of course, let's be frank, level of play has declined. I mean, I know, shocking if you don't play 8 hours every single day and practice in scrims for at least 2/3 of that time, then level of play will decrease a little bit. But as it stands, we still have some pretty experienced players there that know what they're doing and farming the prize money whenever they can get it. There's all that dirty pizza money that you can use now. Okay, there's another kill as they take Hoga down. Guys, they got 3 kills to 0. That's an early level 7. Just in time for the first objective. And that is making things difficult. He has also now the Hot Pursuit, so you have a bit of a movement speed advantage as well. This is not really good for the blue team. And Lauber starting to murder Mindtalk down in a 1v1 doesn't make things any better for them. Now, the blue team locks in their own level 7 talent, but of course they're now falling behind on the objective. And it seems like they're not even going topside as a 5-man to try and contest this one. It's, by the way, funny as hell that Muradin is the one that has to rotate between the lanes and soak experience. I mean, he is, like, there's an old meme where Muradin players are going to side lanes in order to just soak XP with no wave clear whatsoever, pretty much. Because nobody else on the team would do it, especially in pub games. That would obviously happen quite a lot. But over here, you look at the lineup, and they need Vala on the point. And besides that, you can send Urel down, I suppose. But that's more or less it. So they let Muradin do the job. And now they're pressuring topside. The bait over the wall is there. So Inting for Ruby is reacting as they should. But this is also a Frozen Punisher. And for Vala, I mean, again, it's not even that they're getting damage in and getting kills. The bigger problem is that Vala can stack without really being contested and gets kills on top of that. They nearly... Oh, 11 hit points. The fish gets double healed and is alive. But you don't have to win the early game if you're the Chili Donuts. You don't. You can literally rely on the late game. And Lauber gets out, and they're gonna get kills here. Hoga is down, and so is Uther. Both of them eliminated. And this is just an absolute disaster here for Inting for Ruby. If they don't pop off after level 10, when they have their combos ready, they're gonna be in a huge amount of trouble. or as we say in professional circles, in deep shit. Because 5 kills to 0, no deaths on Vala at the 5-minute mark, and her already at more than 100 stacks easy, with another kill incoming, that's a disaster. By the way, Rutsu's overdoing it a little bit now. I mean, you have 2 supports behind you, you're not invincible, dude. So yeah, if the cocktail! Run! Alright, Rutsu makes it out, or so I thought, maybe not. They get at least a kill against Ana, so good for them. And Rutsu was tempted to re-engage once more. Nano boosted Muradin. I always knew that Lauber was boosted. I always suspected it. Now we have proof. Lauber gets boosted. Vala is back to the Nexus. Again, for her, it's more important to survive. You're the one stacking into the late game, so be careful around that. But good on Inting for Ruby. They get 2 kills before level 10. They lock level 10 in, so with the rogue abilities, they have now a chance. I'm waiting for Uther to make his move, and he goes for the Divine Shield. He wants to empower Greymane and Karrigan a little bit more, instead of stacking additional stun on top of it. But still, problem still remains. They need to deal with Vala. If Vala can stack like this towards the late game, they are doomed. Yeah, there we go. Nice attempt. Maybe now they can make a play for Rutsu. Vala with a strafe. Silence. Stay a while and listen. Stay a while and get wrecked. Down goes Vala. Easy kill this time. Level 10 makes it possible. Deckard Cain with the setup. The old geezer telling stories. And that is a kill against the hard carry on the side of the Donuts. Shutting her down a little bit, taking one of the Gambit stacks away, so she's down to 20% increased attack speed now, and there's momentum finally in the hands for Inting for Ruby. The blue team able to make a few moves here. They steal a camp away. They still have the Divine Shield. Might have to use it on Uther on the other hand. I mean, he might be in trouble here. Yeah, there's a lurking arm, and the fish dies. The fish goes down. Didn't use the Divine Shield. Didn't want to waste the cooldown here. In terms of cooldown trades, this was the better choice. Vala, right now with a nano boost, trying to get more hits in. Rutsu, of course, needs to be careful that he doesn't die again, but he also wants to work in those extra attack. Here comes the hits. Good combo from Mindtalk, but he's too close to the action. He goes down. Another strafe from Rutsu. More auto-attacking in good positioning here by Backhult. Pushes Deckard Cain back into the fight. Allows Vala to get some additional stacks. She's 149 now. One more against heroes, and she's going to get the 3rd stack towards her level 1. So, yeah, that is looking better and better and better for the Donuts. Very good stacking for Rutsu, despite the 1 death that he suffered at the hand of the blue team. And of course, now they have a level 13 talent advantage. Big lead for them as they headed into the next objective. And they're not even moving everybody onto the shrine. Instead, they are pushing through the middle a little bit more until everybody is back for Inting for Ruby. So yeah, big lead for them. Let's take a look at the damage numbers. 34,000 for Vala. I mean, just look at the gap here. Vala has 34,000 damage, and the 2nd highest damage in the game is Hogger and Greymane, both of them with 16,000. So she's literally doing more damage than both of them combined at this point. Yeah, Rutsu getting empowered by 2 supports is an insane problem for them to deal with. Vala locks in another stack, and the red team is pushing mercilessly through the middle. Another strafe, the Divine Shield, but Fish is Fish is dead. The Fish is dead again, but Vala might die. No, she's backed. Oh my god. It was so close. Mindtalk wanted the kill, but he didn't get it. Now they're all ganking up on Karrigan. That's a little bit more action than she asked for. That's another kill for the Donuts. 11 kills, 2-3. In total, 168 stacks now for Vala. And on level 13, as already expected, tempered by discipline. And yes, of course, why wouldn't you? Manticore will be the 16 talent, and that's where the real problem lies. Once that she is able to also get the max HP damage increase, it's going to be a disaster. Inting for Ruby, they have to coordinate these attacks differently. And they're in a similar position than the Tomcats. Honestly, I want to see Inting for Ruby play against the Tomcats a little bit. I don't think if we've seen that particular pairing in the qualifiers already a lot, but that would be interesting. Both of the teams have been starting to make a bit of waves. Inting for Ruby, of course, has been around for much, much longer now. But still, that would be an interesting pairing to see. Also, how the 2 of them measure up against Team Order. 3 teams that will be interesting to watch over the next couple of qualifiers, and maybe also then in the playoffs, depending on the standings. Nox is getting attacked again. Old man in trouble, getting bullied by the little elf down here. Rutsu himself vaulting out of the Karrigan combo. And sitting at 187 stacks now. Trying to go in with another strafe. The stun from Uther, more than enough. Going into the choke point, and Mindtalk was trying to bait him here a little bit, but Rutsu didn't fall for it. And there's another 7 auto attacks missing for Rutsu to get another stack towards his level 1. Yeah, it is hurting. They get the damage on the Hatred stacks very soon. Again, Vala is down to 20% attack speed bonus after she died once. Only one Gambit stack has been removed. And there's the opportunity to now get the stacks for another quest. There it is. Greymane is dead. And oh boy, are they in trouble here. Deckard Cain is down to bullying the old man over here. And Rutsu is just enjoying the fun. I mean, he's going to the limit. You can't play Vala like this if you don't have 2 supports behind you. But as long as you're the high alpha carry for the team, you can just murder. He needs 41 more stacks and he's completely maxed out on the level 1. Only died once, and as expected, there's Manticore, and this is going to be... I mean, I'm going to be blunt. I think this is going to be the end of the blue team. I don't think they could stand a chance. It's a 2 levels advantage. They're trying to go for a kill on Karrigan, and Mindtalk just cannot deal with this damage. He just simply can't at this point. They push through the bot lane, they're pushing through the middle, there's double catapults already right next to it. Hogger obviously on the minimap, you see him topside, he's just trying to get XP. They need 16, they need the talent, they can't fight without it. And as all of this happens, a keep gets pressured. So now we have Vala at 61,000 damage. Guys, she does as much damage now as Karrigan, Hogger and Greymane combined. That's where we're at right now. Vala has as much damage as the 3 top damage dealers of Inting for Ruby combined. Rutsu is getting all the support that he needs. Whenever need be, Urel is there to create some space. Lauba is setting a lot of these things up with his Murden and his Stormbolts. And of course, Rutsu himself is playing this spectacularly well. Nicely done. They take the keep down. But I like this one. Khaldor just says fuck it and steals the camp away. Hearthstone's out and says, well, if you can't get anything else, I'm at least going to steal that one. Now, the problem obviously is that even with level 60 now available for the blue team, they still have to try and make it towards the point in time. And it's not really looking good since we have 20 stacks for Chili Donuts already. So, yep. They're going to try. Benediction is in. This has to be a bit of a Hail Mary move. Win it now or lose it soon. Yeah, they need to win a fight. They need to get kills. Even if they lose the objective, which they are doing now, they need to get kills. They need to get kills here. Divine Shield on Karrigan, as they should. Stukov with the big slaps. Slaps them out. Hogger is dead. And I think so are the hopes and dreams of Inting for Ruby to win game number 1. They're losing Hogger. They're losing Muradin. They try to go for Lauba. But Nox gets just crushed by Vala, who is now nearly done with their quest. Fully completing it. There it is. 250 stacks. 13 minutes in, Karrigan dies as well. Everybody is dead with the exception of Greymane. And instead of going for the bot lane, they can literally go for the core here. Vala, she's not going to get level... Well, maybe she's going to like get level 20. But she's at 77,000 damage now. At the bottom of the map, yep, they escort the Punisher through. Rest of the team is moving through the middle. Greymane, the only one alive. 4 seconds for Hogger, and they want to go for the core here. Rutsu is starting to stack the damage up. They're burning through that shield. Chili Donuts, they go through the shield like hot butter through cheese as they go straight for the core this time. Vala gets attacked, Rutsu waltz away, they want him, but they can't get him. Still alive, supported by Ana, supported by Stukov, and this is going to be the end of game number 1. The core is falling, and it's falling rapidly. Deckard Cain dies again, 20 kills, 2-3. Vala... yeah, she goes for the added damage on level 20 now with the Farflight Quiver. Goes for the range. That's game. That's the 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series at the semi-final of the qualifier.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Chili Donuts with the lead, everybody. Game number 1 successful on Infernal Shrines. We got Inting for Ruby now on map number 2, Sky Temple. Trying to bring it back. Force the tie, force the 3rd game. And they chose the map. Interesting. They gave up first pick, first ban, and they decided that they want to play Sky Temple. The day is here, guys. The day is here. Finally, we're going to get Abathar Murky by Fish and Hat. It's happening. Probably not, but yeah, we'll see. Alright. No, but Sky Temple is always the one map, you know, that you look at and you're thinking, that could be a cheese. I don't even know why. It's by yeah, that's some ban. I like it. I like it. You see, they're thinking the same thing. They're looking at Sky Temple and it's like, yeah, we don't trust you. Like, first of all, we're gonna look at the globals at some point, but let's ban some of the usual suspects out. Let's get rid of some Moro. That's the first thing, and if need be, we can still then address Abatha and some others. But yeah, Sky Temple always screams that there might be some shenanigans afoot. I mean, this is one of the maps where you also see quite often the backdoor attempts. Even though, I gotta say, that late... wait. Inting for Ruby played that several times here. Honestly, Inting for Ruby tilts me a little bit when they play the backdoor strategy. They played it once against the Hardos, I believe, and they had a draft that was pretty much a win. Like, their backdoor draft was a clear win against the draft that the Hardos had. And they looked fantastic until the mid-game. And then they just decided, you know what, fuck this game, we're gonna run it down. And they just threw the game away. I mean, literally threw it in 3 fights. And I was just sitting there, I was like, just do your thing. Just go and backdoor. That's what you drafted. That's what you're trying to do. Just do it. And they just didn't. And that is the start of the backdoor strategy. Right there. And I think that the Chili Donuts are now gonna ban either Morales or they're gonna ban Tyrael. Now, again, this is not necessarily a backdoor strategy. Maybe they're just baiting. Obviously, if you go Brightwing, then you're already picking your support. So either they're going to try and mind game them a little bit and going to play this with the double support, play Brightwing on Emerald Winds and then Morales to move in. Or they're just playing something completely different, want to make it look a little bit like they could possibly do that and then deny it. And here comes the counter pick. They go for Tyrael right now. So they already pick a huge element of that backdoor strategy away. So if it was that attempt to do that, now they pretty much shut it down. But yeah, as I was about to say, that was the first time that they tried it, and they should have won the game. Again, it was a win. They just didn't take it for some reason. And then they played it a second time on the map, and that time they played it much worse. And I honestly don't know why, because they can play it. They've shown that. And I would love to see them execute it properly once. I suppose that it works for them in scrims or whatever else they are playing, but for some reason, things just don't work together for them when they're playing it here. Now with Tyrael eliminated and picked by Lauber, do they still go for it? I doubt it. Sanctification is just such a big part of it. If they want to, they would pick anything else now and then, I guess, Morales towards the end. But I assume that they're moving away into a different draft now. They at least forced a reaction out of the Donuts. We got D.Va and Tyrael, so already double Overwatch. That's always scary. And there's Hogger and there's Meriden. But it's actually an interesting start into the draft, the Falstad and Brightwing. Because I haven't seen the backdoor strategy with the double support yet, but Brightwing can buy you space, so can Falstad. And I guess if you pick Morales and Tyrael, then you're left with only one main damage dealer. Or you only have like one melee. Yeah, it's a little bit... it would be an interesting approach. Honestly, I've never really thought about it with that variation, but I guess technically you could try and do that. Either way, they're not going to do it here. We got Cassia and we got Kharazim now. Alright. Could even dive with Tyrael and D.Va. So they got the 2. And here comes Mind Talk. Last pick for Inting for Ruby. They are waiting suspiciously long for this one. I mean, this is the last pick. Normally they are really snappy on them. And here comes Sonya. Triple front line. Falstad only ranged. Alright. Sky Temple, everybody. Let's go. Game number 2 between Inting for Ruby and the Chili Donuts at the semifinal of qualifier number 8. Inting for Ruby against the Chili Donuts. The lead for the red team as we're heading into the second map of the best of 3 series. On the left side, Nox on Brightwing, Fish on Meriden, we got Galneguna on Hogger, Hat on Falstad, and Mindtalk is playing Sonya. On the right side of the map, Macke with Kharazim. We got Max Passion on Lucio. Double support once again with Lauber on Tyrael, Rutsu on Cassia, and Backhult is playing D.Va. Don't worry about this. This is going to kick in a second. Sometimes happens. D.Va is trying to hide her talent choices. No, it's involuntary, of course. But yeah, on level 1, we got the charge strikes. We also have the frequent flyer over here. We get the 3rd wind for Meriden. And a lot of win talents in this game. A lot of win talents. Honestly, part of me believes that Blizzard was trying to do some inside farting jokes with all of the stuff that we have. I mean, if you just look at the talent names a little bit, there are so many talents that have something to do with wind and blowing and stuff. It's really a little bit suspicious, especially if when you have Samuro in there as well. So keep an eye out on that. But yeah, over here, Frequent Flyer is in, the third win for Muradin. And yeah, off we go, down to the bottom of the map. We already have D.Va popping out of the mech. Mindtalk is obviously trying to be aggressive on the lane here. D.Va has now also kicked in with a few talents. The globals are both available for Inting for Ruby, so they can play around Falstad and around Brightwing a little bit. They have also CC stacked up, which they can use too. And talking about, could that? No. Look for a moment like they were able to isolate Rutsu, and it's not quite coming to that. Lauba is a bit low, and Brightwing is moving in as well. Look at the ping pong here. Khaldor is able to move away. Nox on the retreat, and no, he's not making it. Brightwing is down. The fruit fly is dead. They took the big fly swatter and took her down. Talking about fly swatting, like honestly guys, there is nothing, like you guys can probably, I mean you gotta confirm this, but there is nothing that is more satisfying than when there was a fucking mosquito buzzing around you all night long and you wake up and it actually like, you know, poked you at some point and then you see it on a wall and you just murder that thing. Honestly, that feeling is just amazing. It's like, die, fruit fly, die. That's exactly the moment right there. It's like that late justice, you know, that delayed justice. It drew blood and you come in with a revenge. That felt so good this morning. You have no idea. That thing followed me into the bathroom. That's how crazy it was. I mean, it was looking for a swift death. That's all that I'm saying here. Like, I'm literally getting out of the shower, and there it is at the wall, and I'm like, alright, that's too much. Like, baiting me throughout the night, harassing me non-stop, that's one thing. You know, if you got away with it, good for you, good for you. You got the skills, I didn't catch you, it's fine. But then, like, sitting at the wall, baiting me, no, you're going down. So, yeah, easily taken apart. It's a little bit like killing Brightwing in the game. Probably a little bit more like killing Tracer. Tracer's similar. Getting a Tracer kill in Heroes of the Storm feels very much like it. So, yeah. But anyways, now that we have our first kill for the red team, that's not the only thing that they took. They actually took the entire wall here already. And the temples are starting up now, so the lead in structures goes to Chili Donuts before the objective is even up. And that could pose a problem, because they're now also controlling Shrine number 1. And yeah, if they win the fight here, that's a small disaster. Now Fish gets attacked and he hops out. Rutsu is in with Cassia's damage right away. And I mean, Cassia has been a staple in the meta for a long time and then fell off a bit. Sonya stealing the Siege Giant camp at the bot lane, or at least was trying to do that, but is now moving into the middle, so strategy was changed. Mindhawk abandoned it before even taking one of them. The fort is already down, and this is starting to look bad. On Sky Temple, you need to take structures. The more you can take outside of claiming the objective, the better for you and your team. So, there's that. And at this point, the red team is just doing better. They're even getting a few more shots from the mid-temple now, as it seems. Can they get the final ones? Maybe not, but here comes Marke. That would be huge. If they can get those shots, that would be huge. They already took the top fort, and now they're doing work in the middle. Khaldor is low. Marke is dead. Marke is dead, and yeah, Fish still has to jump away from this one. They get some shots. They want the birdie, and they get the birdie. Birdie is down. Shots are fired. The blue team was able to secure them, but there is a massive advantage now in structures for the Donuts. Big one. Really big one. I mean, as you can see here, the wall has been taken, but up at the top, you still have the entire, I mean, pretty much the entire infrastructure standing. Yes, half HP tower, but still, who cares? Down to the mid lane, though, for the blue team, after the top has been eliminated. This one has also taken damage, so they're not really in a great spot. They're a little bit ahead in experience, so good for them. That should be mainly from minion experience. Let's double check. Yes, minion experience, they're ahead. Mercenary experience, they draw even. But it's really the minions where they have the lead right now. By 1,000 points. It's pretty good. But yeah, so they take the camp here. An early level 10 would help them a bit. it's still worrisome, to say the least. They need to win the next objective, I think. This is one of those maps, once that you fall behind in structures, it's very difficult to catch up. You need to win some team fights. I mean, as usual. Remedy for being behind is always win team fights. But in this case, they're losing Sonya early. That's a level 10 ability for the Chili Donuts against the team that is running 2 globals, by the way. Blue team is supposed to be ahead in experience a little bit because of the double global. And there's the 7-sided strike. Nice, good combo between Cassia and Karazim. Now, they weren't able to get the kill. Fish jumped out, but this shows you how dangerous it can be once that Rutsu lands his Valkyrie. Now, we have them moving in for the bot lane. The wall is gone. If they can take the fountain down... Oh, boy. Yeah, that's trouble brewing. No sustain on the bot lane now. And Inting for Ruby is losing more of that. Yeah, the structure, it might not fall here, but it's definitely going to be taken down a notch. Falset comes in, 5 versus 4, looks for the gust, finds it on Cassia. Tyrael with the sanctification, trying, gets interrupted, can't get it through, but the blue team is now dying. Sanked on the ground, maybe now gets interrupted again. He can go for it, and there it is. Is that the turnaround? Kill for kill thus far. But everybody's low. Everybody's low, and Sonya's going for the spin to win. 7-sided strike! The explosion, and D.Va dies. Max Passion moving out. Laura tries to get away, but he has no chance. No, he's gonna die. What? What? Tyrael makes it! Alright. Tyrael is left alive as everybody starts to fight over the temple at the bot lane. But yeah, we got a bloodbath in our hand here. I have no idea how Laura survived this. This was literally 20 hit points left on Tyrael. They should have killed him here. They should have killed him for sure. And they weren't able to do it. So now the red team takes over again. And that is, again, the same problem as before. Experience lead for Inting for Ruby because they're splitting on the lanes and using the globals. But structurally, the red team just simply pulls ahead. Now, they might lose a fort in the middle, and indeed they do. But I don't think they're going to care too much because they're literally going to be 2 forts ahead in just a second. Yeah, another play for Mindtalk. Gust is being used already just to keep Sonya alive and make sure they can't set up that gank. The fish is in trouble though, and he jumps away. So yeah, Mirrodin is still safe, but Tyrael has now taken the final few shots, and that means that the bot lane gets attacked. And of course, with 1 tower missing here and even more shots fired against the gate, this means that the boss is going to be even more impactful against the bot lane if it's taken by Chili Donuts. So that is a concern that is definitely going to be something to keep in mind here. Now they're trying to go for Hogger. Yeah, he's going to spin out of this, easy peasy. They weren't going for the birdie top side, could have been interrupted there. I think they could have made that play. But instead they're chasing Mirrodin. And the dwarf, he gets out. It's still... What? Falstad? Okay, I was just about to say, how did D.Va solo Falstad? But nah, Karazim helping out, that makes a bit more sense. No, the other thing to consider here is really that for the entirety of the last, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes, it just always felt that Inting for Ruby is simply reacting. And Chili Donuts are pushing them every step of the way. I like this. Set a trap up, try and get the kill here. Unfortunately for them, Lauber and his boys are ready, even going for the sanctification as the rest of the team moves in. D.Va isn't here yet, so this is technically a 5 versus 4. Actually a 4 versus 4. Falstad isn't here either, but he's flying in and D.Va is rotating. So they're battling this out. That choke point is not really kind to the red team on the other hand. They're losing way too many hit points here quickly. Good Valkyrie, good ult, but can they capitalize on it with damage? And they can't. D.Va goes down. Bye-bye Overwatch. Then again, Sonya doesn't fare much better. We try to make a play for our boy Hogger. The Fleabag gets out, but once more, Falstad saving the day for the blue team. Temple activating in 25 seconds, and the chase is on as the Chili Donuts are trying to engage again. 6 kills, 2-4. Amazingly enough, they are still not very much ahead in experience. We can take a closer look at this. Mercenary experience, big lead for the blue team. Minion experience, big lead. It's really the passive and the hero experience where the Chili Donuts are excelling now. And that's of course a little bit of a gamble because D.Va isn't here yet. The boss on the other hand is starting to focus on Galnegulna, and that's a problem. Big boss battle incoming. Falstad doesn't have his gust for another 20 seconds, and D.Va is now moving in. That's a huge problem for the blue team. They're also incredibly low here. Sanctification up in 8. Can't be used right away, but they take the boss already. They need to win this fight now. Blue team needs to win this battle. If they lose heroes here, then they are just absolutely screwed. They try to go for Maka. Sanctification is in. Muradin gets bodied by the tornadoes, trying to go out, and the birdie gets caught by the Valkyrie. In the backline, Mindtalk is playing it out against D.Va, and he's fighting a losing battle there as well. They try to turn on him. Mindtalk on the run. The boss already on the move. Bye-bye, Sonya. She can delay. She won't be able to escape. That's the kill right here. Double temple is up. They don't even have to go for the boss. With level 16, they can just go for the 2 temples and get even further ahead. Karazim wants to go for the pew 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 and goes for the way of the 100 fists right here. He's gonna slap him down full Smexy style, trying to go for the damage. No cleanse needed here. All out aggression and warfare is what they're looking at. And if this is taken, this is gonna mean the end of the bottom keep. If this one's claimed, the keep's gone. And that's the first keep of the game. And that's obviously bot lane. Again, boss always travels through the bottom of the map. But without a level 16 talent, have fun splitting your forces. So they need to go in. They need to go for the damage. D.Va survives. Close one, though. Yep. Karazim soaks it all the way through. And that keep is gone. And the next few shots are going to center around the middle. Top side, they're just going to let that fort go. I mean, trading a keep for a fort. I'm going to take that trade any day of the week. Muradin with his 16. Talents are now kicking in for them, too. We got a bit of a slow with the Hammerang going for the Crippling Hammer. Stone form is in. With the double support, they've done pretty well so far. 7 kills to 4. And obviously, now the big question, how do you bring this back? Now, the last few shots are taken at the top. And that's going to cost them, I guess, a tower. Yeah, 1 down. Bottom of the map, the fort is still standing. So they are way behind. Way behind. At least they have even talents. But Chili Donuts, they're not afraid from fighting. They're moving in again. They have all their cooldowns ready, and that's a big plus, of course. A Sanctification in such a choke point is the absolute dream. And here it is. Sanctification is ready. They just took the camp, stole it away. Beautiful Valkyrie. They want to go for Mindtalk. Spin to win. Where's the focus? It's not there. And Sonya gets out and is able to escape. Everybody on the red team side, on the other hand, is very low, so they're just trying to get the hell out of there. And Cassia isn't able to pull it off. Sonya had to already move down to the bottom of the map because there was a camp plus 2 catapults starting to pressure core. And up here at the top, still a bit of damage done, I guess. And they're fighting. They're still fighting. They see Sonya bot lane. So they're still continuing to fight a 4 versus 4. They are not outnumbered. They know that with the camp, they also have the advantage of running the spell aura here. So any damage against structures that they can pull off right now works in their favor. And Sonya is attempting to play a catch-up game bot lane by eliminating 1 minion wave after another to get them closer to level 18 themselves. 7-sided strike, a little bit of body blocking against Galne Gulnar, and Lauba is down. Tyrael with the explosion, and as usual, it doesn't hit anything. It's honestly the problem with Tyrael. You can never decide. Do I go for this guy? Do I go for that guy? You decide for the middle and you don't hit anyone. It's always the same problem. I mean, any Tyrael player knows that. I can hit his guy for sure. Maybe I should go for the other guy, and then you don't hit any of them. There's a kill against Karazim now too. So the blue team is all of a sudden getting kills. And that is great for them. That's actually great. Because all of a sudden, Inting for Ruby is ahead in experience. Yep, you heard right. They have taken the lead in experience. There's still the advantage of having eliminated the keep. Where's the boss at? That should still be, yeah, minute cooldown easily. 1 minute and 14. So the Chilis are starting to run into trouble here. They need to be careful. It looked great for them, but you haven't won the game yet. It's not over until the fat lady sings. And with 9 kills to 7 and half a level behind, that's not the case yet. So, yeah, we're going for level 20. For the blue team, just a little bit faster. How many shots are left here? It's getting close on the keep. Actually, they're getting this one. Yeah. Guys, we're drawing even here. Yeah, this is going to be an even game. So, Lauber, they're trying to isolate him with Pogga, and that's a kill. Inting for Ruby, everybody. They are making it happen. Level 20 talents are in for them. They're kicking... Oh, yep, there's the keep. Keep is gone. It's dead even on structures. Now everybody has the level 20 talents. Ah, well, not yet. 3, 2, 1. And here we go. So everybody with 20s now. But this is up for the last fight. It might be a battle on the boss that decides the game. And on the boss, it becomes a question of whether or not Tyrael gets out his Sanctification. That could decide the game. Oh, yes. Falset is going to try and gust them. They go for the boss. If the red team takes the boss, it's likely game over. If the blue team takes it, red team might still save the core. And since Tyrael is missing, they can't battle. So, yeah, good for the blue team. Even if they don't end the game here, they removed the boss as an option for the next few minutes from the Chili Donuts. So they really capitalize on that kill against Lauber by making the tactical play for boss that should help them at the bot lane significantly. They might even get the keep. But even if they don't, just removing it as an option for the Donuts is already a win. Alright, let's have a bit of a look at the damage output here. 70,000 for Hogger. Yeah, big boy damage. Same for Cassia, by the way. She's at 73,000. So a little bit ahead of him even. Alright, explosion, bit of zoning from our girl D.Va. And they try to burn this one down with success, I might add. Really low. The keep is not out of the waters yet, though. Keep might still fall. And it likely will. I don't think they can stack enough damage to save it. But can they get kills? They're looking for it. They gust into a corner. Hat gets attacked. Hat is low. Cassia is stunned out. And she's dead. So is Tyrael. That's game. That has to be game. At this point, they need to go and finish this. This is the best chance that they're going to get here. 5 versus 3 on the core with 2 supports and D.Va the only one surviving. It doesn't get any better than that. The core is falling. Inting for Ruby with a victory, as it seems, on map number 2. Lucio is dead. D.Va dies. And that is it. We go to game number 3 of the series as the blue team locks in the W on Sky Temple. GG. Game number 3. I don't know, guys. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Didn't expect to be here after the early game went on Sky Temple, but good for Inting for Ruby. I like it. They push them to the limit. Chili Donuts, they lose the game. And now we're moving into the 3rd game and the final game of the best of 3 series to figure out which team moves on to the grand final and which one of the 2 drops down into the 3rd place decider. Okay, now let's see how Chili Donuts react. This is a very different map, obviously, now. Much closer together with the lanes. Wave clear becomes incredibly important. There's a certain amount of momentum that you can also build up if you are able to secure the early game for yourselves. If you get 2 turn-ins in a row, that would be pretty nice. But, well, let's have a look. Alright, there's Blaze. Banned out right away. I expect Junkrat to be banned. I suppose we could even look at a Vala ban again. So we could map for that too. But yeah, Junkrat has to be banned. I don't think that there's a chance that Junkrat makes it out. But there's a lot of options that you have now. Maka has played a lot of Mephisto on the map. We have seen a lot of Medivh in the past here too. 2 options that they have. Diablo obviously not too bad either here. So a ley line into Apocalypse is kind of nice. And yeah, off we go. Junkrat immediately gets banned, as expected. I mean, you can't really... He's banned on pretty much every map. But there's a few maps where if you don't ban him, you're just asking for punishment. This is one of them. The interrupts with those grenades that you can just pop out whenever they think that you are on the point, turning in a couple of gems is just ridiculous. And Inting for Ruby. What are they gonna go for in the second ban? I like how there's 2 side laners that get banned out by the Chili Donuts. 2 side laners that they immediately remove. And we get the Haka as well. They all hate side laners. Which I guess brings us to the inevitable Leo pick. A couple of months back I would have said this is a Rexa pick for sure. Things have changed since then. Doesn't mean that you can't play me anymore, but it's a lot less likely. Urel and Leo? Are those going to be our picks here? We're starting things off with Stukov. Obviously, both of the ones I just mentioned are not really first pick material. Here in the case for Inting for Ruby, they could go for one of the 2, of course. But Stukov gets played. I could totally see them again with a double support. No! Statements are being made. Greyman and Tyrande. Uh-huh. Greyman and Tyrande, okay. Tirana solo heal or not? That's a very early Tirana too. If they go for some heroes on the red team side that can go into the backline, then Tirana is in trouble if she's the solo one. Okay. There's Urel and Jojo. It's a beefy frontline already. And Urel is great for the bot lane. So we could still see our Leo pick here. He has the wave clear, he has the drain. And, well, what's Mind Talk? We're gonna go to Novice team. I mean, first we have the bans kicking in. But still, there's damage that's missing on the side of Max Passion and Rutsu. I don't think that with this lineup they're gonna go for Zarya, so that's out. But we still have that potential pick into Mephisto. Because Maka picked Stukov, yes, but they can always swap that hero to someone else. There's a lot of mind games that are played throughout the the order in which you're picking heroes, oftentimes. So yeah, Varian gets banned. Yeah, with Tirana and Varian as a combo, you can obviously still go into the Taunt, Hunter's Mark, and all of this. There's the second support. Okay, I like that a little bit more. That is going to help Tirana to stay alive. She can still contribute with the Hunter's Mark and the stuns. Can follow up on Uther. Fish is going for his Uther play once more. Do they now also go for Kerrigan again? Yeah, they do. They play Kerrigan again. It didn't really work out for them. I mean, honestly, it didn't work out at all for them on game number 1. Like, not even a little bit. But here's the question and the answer to what exactly are the Donuts going to do on their last 2 picks. What are they going to move in for? Max Passion and Rutsu. There's Vala and there's Ana. There it is again. The double support with Ana. Like you're going to swap things around a little bit. So very similar setup to what was played out in game number 1, at least on the damage side. And on top of that, we now have them against, again, Uther, Greymane, Uther, Kerrigan, Greymane, Tyrande, the double support, plus what is Galnagul now going to lock in for them? Okay, they need a little bit more damage. It's ETC! Okay. ETC as the last pick, everybody. Tomb of the Spider Queen, the final map in this semi-final. Which team moves on to the grand final to face off against Team... Wow! We're gonna find out right now on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 3. The final map. Nox on Tyrande. We got Hat on Greymane. Mindhog on Kerrigan with Galnagulnar on ETC going Block Party on level 1. Plus Fish on Uther. On the right side of the map, we have Backhult on Urel for the Chili Donuts. The Rock Lauber on Johanna in game number 3. Double support again with Mako on Ana and Max Passion on Stukov. And it's Rutsu once again on Vala. So they're trying to pretty much play the same style that they did in map number 1. A double support hyper carry Vala that is just going to murder the front line. There's a bit more CC now, so with the power slide on ETC, with the Kerrigan combo to follow it up, there's a lot that they can stack here, and they get a very easy early kill against Jojo, so that's a good start for them. As long as they keep Galnagulnar alive, they're going to be happy here. Now, in case that you didn't really pay attention in game number 1, let's talk real quickly about Vala. So Vala is actually good with an auto attack now. Blizzard changed it in a patch, now Creed of the Hunter is not a total shitshow anymore. But you have 2 aspects to the quest. First of all, you have stacks that you get by attacking opponents. And then you have a gambit that is completely based on how often you die. So you start with the full rewards out of the gambit quest part. And the more often you die, the more you lose. Whereas as you increase your auto attack stacks against opponents, you obviously increase that part of the quest. So it's a really interesting concept. And as long as Rutsu is just stacking properly and doesn't die, that late game is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So this is huge, actually. You need to make sure that you don't die. This is why the double support here is so important. And it's not only the double support. You also have the blind from Jojo that helps you a little bit. Condemn, even a potential blessed shield, although I expect to see the falling sword again. And of course, when we're talking about Urel, she has a lot of displacement, so she can create some space for you. Especially against ETC, that's going to be important. And talking ETC, we could technically see the Holy Cow here. This is a potential Holy Cow play. ETC with the Mosh Pit and then the Divine Shield on top of it, so it becomes uninterruptible. If you pull that off properly, then ETC goes moo, and everybody else goes ugh, and dies. So 2 kills to 0 in the early game. Good start for Inting for Ruby, but this is only half the battle. They need to do a better job this time controlling Vala. Either making it more difficult for her to stack or take her down a couple of times. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, for now, we got all the way in the middle. Our camps colliding. Nobody has really turned in yet, but of course, gems are being accumulated here. Vala is sitting at 40. There's a slide. They take the camp. Nice. The rotation of the red team is a little bit too late. And honestly, this third game puts us into a really interesting spot. Just imagine Inting for Ruby winning this against the Chili Donuts. That would mean that they took out Gunners on in the first round in a best of one, and then proceeded to obliterate, well, maybe not obliterate, but defeat the Chili Donuts in the semi-final. So a well-deserved spot in the grand final if they can make it happen. And if they can or not, that's to be found out here. But they have to deal with our cowgirl here. Rutsu, he's the one that they have to take down. He's at 60 stacks now. That gives him the first reward of the level 1 talent, as you can see here. So the bonus damage on the Hatred stack is there. And this will escalate very, very heavily towards the late game if they cannot kill him at all. But alright, we got at the bot lane still ETC. I mean, there could also be, of course, a chance that ETC goes into stage dive and simply tries to play side lane a little bit more. So there's a chance. But as it is, we have turn-ins from both teams, Chili Donuts more so than from Inting for Ruby. There's interrupt potential on both sides. We have, first and foremost, of course, the Owl of Tyrande that can do a whole lot here. In addition to that, we have on the other side the Pew Pew of Ana. We have the Flashlight of Jojo. ETC at the bot lane, by the way, now locked into that 1 versus 1 battle against the Space Goat. So Urel is giving him a hard time already. And Vala is at 71 stacks. Rutsu went crazy on the first map. When we played on Infernal Shrines, he absolutely crushed. I mean, towards the end, he just felt like he could be in the face of the opponent's team 6 days to Sunday, and it was crazy. Now they responded with another stun, and there it is, the first kill. Much earlier than in the last game. They went for a lot of stuns this time, way more than in game number 1, and now the combo works. They got the stun from Tyrande, they got ETC with a slide, they got Uther with his own stun, plus of course the Carrigan combo, and that worked beautifully. Take Vala down, take her down quickly, that shuts down her stacking, and it also takes some of the Gambit benefits away from her. Now Rutsu is down to the 20% attack speed, already a bit limited here. And we have the first turn-in for the blue team. So now they get the first Web Weaver wave. They have a lead in experience, which could, if they play this well, grant them an early level 10 and maybe even a double turn-in afterwards. If they can get a few kills here, that would be fantastic. So, Chili Donuts better watch out. This could become a problem for them. They need to do well on the defense now. And they have Vala dealing with the top lane. Blue team is focusing heavily onto the middle, whereas ETC and Urel are still doing their solo thing at the bottom of the map. And there we go. Down goes the first gate. Yeah. Stukov got close. Those spikes nibbled on him a little bit. But Lauber tries to zone them away as much as he can. But the wall is gone and so is the fountain. Web Weavers do some damage but not enough. Top lane has been defeated. Bot lane, another one has fallen. He tries to take down the fountain, I guess. But I think she should be fine. There's the stun, he can slide out, dodges out on Stukov. Couldn't take the fountain apart though, so they're still sustained for them. But look at the top lane, they take it again. Nice, I like it. That was well done. But now the experience becomes a really big deal, because there's... Oh no, this is also a big deal. Ooh, can they get the kill? Nah, but that got real close. If ETC and Urel were here, they might have been able to pull that off, but instead it's Carrigan that dies with 22 gems. No, the fish! Oh, that ruined everything they fought for. Look at the XP. They lost the lead. They had half a level lead and they were so close to hit level 10. If they had hit level 10 and they turn in again, they can maybe snowball here. Instead, they just get a bit too greedy. They try to get the kill. They don't see the rotation from the middle. They face off against the 4v4, lose it, lose 2 heroes, lose 32 gems. And oh boy, they lose the turn-in opportunity. That is unfortunate for Inting for Ruby. It's fantastic for Chili Donuts. The Donuts are very happy about this, because now they are the ones that are in the driver's seat again. They can push. They have 5 on the map. They want to go for another kill here. Vala has been able to stack. Here come the Web Weavers. And Mindtalk is trying to make a play, but Rutsu is just zipping around him. Divine Shield saves Carrigan. And she's able to get to the fountain. But yeah, they are obviously in trouble, especially since, guess what? Up at the top, Berghold is all alone. So he opened the wall up together with the Web Weavers, lets the Web Weavers take the rest. Leaves them at their own devices, and now tries to slow the rotation down. Pushes this back, buys a little bit more time for the Web Weaver to damage the fort. At the bottom of the map, they're collapsing onto it with the remaining 4 heroes. Yeah, and they're looking way better now. Yeah, that little twist that we saw topside with that kill against Uther and against Kerrigan, that was a massive problem. That was really unfortunate for them. Oh, moo! Big one, big mosh pit, and no interrupt. Anna is down, but they can't get more. Still a 4 versus 3, and they get a kill. So that's not bad. But again, they lost the fort. So you lose the fort, you get the kill against Anna. Congratulations. But you need to do a little bit more than that. And well, they are following it up with a kill on Stukov, so not shabby. Maybe now, still 5 kills to 2. But this isn't over by any means. This is still really good for the Donuts. They have done so much damage. Both of the remaining forts are at half HP, and the one top side has been destroyed. Now they're trying to go for the Space Goat. If they can kill Backhult, but they cannot, that would have been decent, because 32 gems, yeah. They have 44 themselves now. Vala is at 150 already. Oh boy. 8 minutes in and she's at 150. Yeah. Mindtalk is again on the run, tries to turn it, but Ruzzo is not falling for it. Not for a second. Interesting game. Honestly, interesting game. It looked really good for Inting for Ruby. Then they made a big mistake topside, lost too much, and got snowballed a bit, but they recovered through the kills at the bottom of the map. But in structures, they have to recover. They have to draw even here. They need another turn-in. They don't have enough gems yet. We're getting close, though. But the red team is already in possession of enough gems to deliver another turn-in. Oh, 1 second too late by Mindtalk here. 1 second too late. Maybe half a second. If they can follow up, maybe there's a kill. Now, Greymin isn't here, so probably not. Greymin was on the camp, but at least it puts the pressure on Vala. Yeah, talking about damage, talking about Vala, let's have a quick look at the stats. We are 29,000 for her. And the red Web Weavers are descending again. And this is where the shit really hits the fan now, because it could be both forts falling. If they can get kills, that would be nice, but oh, double hit! Double hit! Where's the move? Where's ETC? There's the kill on Vala! Vala down. They need to take some of these gems down. Anna is on the run. Mindtalk wants her. Everybody is running. Everybody's running. Can they all escape? Looks like Max Passion gets away. They're saving 4 heroes. Vala is, of course, important that she dies, but still, they're not able to kill more of them, and they're not dying enough, denying enough gems. So that's a little bit of a problem. Yeah, easy defense against the Web Weavers at the bottom of the map, I guess. And the mid lane has already happened. This is, by the way, pushing straight up for the fort now. Top lane they got to deal with eventually. But honestly, as far as defense goes, that was good. That was really good. Because now they have not lost anything in regards to structures. They were pushed back on the lane slightly. They can push that back out. Vala has died, so that's Vala now down to 15% extra attack speed. She died twice, lost 5% each time. And they're defending the top lane too. And now they have enough gems. Now, with the commitment of the red team at the bottom, it seems like they are going to really commit to getting that fort. And I think they will be able to make that play. 5 versus 4 for now. Fish, careful. Kerrigan with the combo attempt. And Uther gets shut down. He wanted to go for the Divine Shield, but then gets caught by Stukov before he can use it, gets silenced, and now they are getting completely bodied again. 2 down, Uther and Greymin. They're going for Mindtalk. That's 25 gems gone once again. It's a little bit sad for Inting for Ruby. I mean, I'm a big Chili Donut fan, but at the same time, I'm looking at Inting for Ruby and they make so many good plays, and then it just all falls apart in an instant when they just make one wrong call. Every time it seems like they pull ahead, they just make this one call and it turns against them. It's heartbreaking a bit. Good for the Chili Donuts, but yeah, it's a bit sad after all. Now, a little bit of Pew Pew already at the top. Marcus trying to solo the boss. Good luck with that. Get some assistance finally. But with level 16 talents, the Web Weavers, and also in addition to that, they lost gems for the blue team. Plus, of course, the boss that is likely going to be taken now. This is looking disastrous for Inting for Ruby. Currently, the blue team has to hope for Chili Donuts to int. Inting for gems is what they're hoping for. Inting for Ruby is hoping for the opponent to be inting for gems. Divine Shield, they want to play that safe. Galne Golina, careful buddy, you have 45 gems. If you die, it's over. Save EDC. Okay, he gets out. Carrigan combo is not hitting anything. They want Lauber. Yeah, and Lauber is maybe dying. Oh, no, they're turning it on Mind Talk again. And Lauber is moving through all this. Anna, obviously, with the nano boost helped him a lot. The boosted Lauber here. Mage Johanna, so to say. The boss is already murdering the keep topside. And that's not the only lane that they are under pressure on. Bot lane looks at a similar picture as ETC is desperately trying to save another keep. The first one has already fallen. Khaldor Gulnar, 47 gems. He's nearly looking at a solo turn in. But for now, they have to focus on saving the game and saving the core, because this is a push by the red team. They're saving Anna. I don't really know why. Anna nearly died. Sorry, not how. I know why. They would don't want to lose the game here. Greymane comes in and finally finishes the job, but he goes too deep and gets punished for it. Now, Stukov at least is eliminated as well. The shield is gone, and they might save the day for now, but they're going to suffer a lot here. 75% on the core, and the bottom keep is nearly done. 8 kills to 6. It's a perfect example how you can be heavily ahead in kills. Well, maybe not heavily, but they are significantly ahead. While at the same time being completely behind on the map. I mean, look at the minimap. They have 1 keep. They have 2 keeps. Yeah, cast the math. I know. So they have 2 keeps. That's it. That's all that they have. Top keep has been lost. When at the same time, the red team, the team with less kills right now, has all 3 forts still standing. Every single fort is still here for them. Every single one. They are ahead in experience. They got more turn-ins. And they still don't have the same kills that the Chili Donuts. Play for the objective. Play smarter, not harder. And look at our girl. She's at 200 stacks now. 200 stacks for Vala. Only 44 away from completing the level 1 quest. So, here we go. What can they do with this? This push needs to hurt. This is the moment where Inting for Ruby, they have to go all out on this one. It's a bit of a do or die situation. Because if not, you're gonna die a slow death. If you're not doing some work with those web weavers here, and at least take a couple of forts down, you're gonna die a slow and painful death. So they're gonna try and get the kills here. Bot lane fort is gonna fall. The web weavers are gonna take care of it. Over here though, Mind Talk gets pushed back. Chrysalis! But Rutsu, the Divine Shield. Triple combo. It's a triple, baby. They need the kills though. They try to go for Vala again. And Urel just saves the day. Rutsu is alive. A big ETC ult kills the 2 supports. But how does Vala just not die? Guys, this might be the comeback though. They got the kills. Again, double support is down. Top fort eliminated. The one in the mid lane is going to get murdered too. And they're still pushing through the bottom of the map. If Vala would have died here, we might have seen them push this to the core. I don't know if they can now. Maybe they're going to make that call. Both of the supports are gone. But Vala being saved by Urel was insane. That was absolutely insane, but here comes the push. They're going for it without the support. It's the great opportunity for Inting for Ruby. No level 20s, and there's the kill. Johanna is dead. Johanna down. Inting for Ruby. Insane. How? What a comeback. What a comeback. Vala is dead with 68,000 damage and they win it. They go to the grand final. GG. What an amazing series by the blue team. Well done.